Hello everybody. For today's class, we're just doing a short little routine. You can think of this as a nice morning routine, but really you can do it at any time of day. We'll do a few little mobility, a few little stretches, just a nice way to get the body moving. Whether you're doing this at the start of the day or the end of the day, movement's always great. So in terms of props we'll need today, we really only need a tennis ball. But if you don't have that, it's fine. You can do the class without the ball as well. So we'll start today on hands and knees, tabletop. We'll do some spinal segmentations. So hands roughly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and we'll start in extension. So that means lifting the bum up towards the sky, the hands pulling the chest forward, so we're in a little back bend here. From here, starting with the tail, begin to tuck your tail, rounding through the low spine, through the mid spine, all the way through the upper spine, tucking your chin at the end, and then start with the tail again, lifting your bum up towards the sky, and nice and slowly, piece by piece, coming back into extension. Now you can follow the same sort of pace that I'm going at here. We'll start with the tail again. You can go at your own pace, whatever that is. Just make sure it's nice and slow and controlled. We're not just doing cat-cows here. We're really trying to, piece by piece, extend the spine, and piece by piece, flex the spine. Nice, so I'm in extension now. We can do one more in either direction. Tuck the tail first. And then start with the tail again. Nice. Once you've finished your next round, so that means you've ended up back in spinal extension, in a little back bend, make your way back to downward facing dog. So hands down, hips reaching back and up. I like to pedal the feet out a little bit here, maybe pausing on one side and pressing that foot down and trying to drag it back towards the back of the room. A little stretch in the back of the calves. Just doing that a couple more times on your own. Really any other movement here that feels good. The hands are pressing down and forward, the hips reaching nice and high up towards the sky. I like to start with a nice little bent knee down dog here as well. From this position, we'll go through high plank. So rock forward towards high plank. Bring the knees towards the ground. Then shift the knees back towards the heels. Hips up towards down dog. And then up towards high plank. We'll continue rolling in that fashion a few times. So knees down. Hips back, hips up. Nice. See if you can make this a nice flowing movement. Nice. One more. And this time as you rock forward towards high plank, bring the knees down towards the ground and we'll come on to our side. We'll do some hip cards from this position. So the bottom hand, really this is just to make some tension throughout your body. Bottom hand in a fist, top hand grabs onto that top. Bottom hand to create some tension, so pushing with the bottom hand, pulling with the top hand. From there we'll work the top hip, bring the top knee into flexion, so knee in towards the chest. Take that knee away from you, and then internally rotate the hip, so it means the ankle's coming up towards the sky, knees facing towards the ground, hips back, and then knees stacked towards each other. Extend that top hip back away from you, reach it up towards the sky, and then externally rotate. Think about the knee going towards the back side of the mat, in towards your chest, back down, and straighten the leg. We'll do two more on this side, in towards the chest. Take it wide, internally rotate, kick back, knees stack, extend, take it wide, externally rotate in towards the shoulder, back down. Nice again, so you can go at the same pace as me. Maybe a little bit slower, a little bit faster, that's fine. So just internally rotate it. Now knees are stacking. This is our last round here. Extend back, take the knee wide, externally rotate in towards the shoulder, back down, and switch sides. So I'm working my right hip now. Take a breath in, create some tension throughout the body. Top knee in towards the chest. I'll take it wide, then internally rotate as you extend and kick back behind you. Knee stack, kick back again, knee up towards the sky, and then think about externally rotating as you bring it in towards the shoulder. Back down, kick out. 2 more on this side. Nice, internally rotate, kick back. You're trying to keep the rest of the body like a statue and just trying to make that movement just at the hip. Still creating that tension throughout the body. We've got 1 more on this side. So all the way back down. Finish off that round that you're doing there. And this next one, what we'll do, we'll come back to downward facing dog. And from that down dog, make your way to the front of your mat. You can walk, step, hop, whatever works for you. Of course, this being a morning routine. This is a morning for me right here as well. So I'm just going to walk my way to the front of the mat. I'm going to end up in a forward fold. Nice bend in the knees here as well. You're not looking for your maximum range here. So a nice deep, easy forward fold. From there, inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, sit down into a squat. Pause right there, take a breath. We'll do that same thing a couple more times. So from that squat, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Again, inhale halfway. And sit down into a squat. Halfway lift. Refold. Halfway. Again, sit down into the squat. We'll do that 1 more time. Halfway lift, extend. Exhale to soften. 1 more time, halfway. And 1 more time, malasana into the squat. It's a little bit differently this time. Inhale halfway. And then step your left foot back, bring the back knee down to the ground. Nice. From there, inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, start to straighten through the front leg. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 last time. Nice. This time, as you reach the arms up, take the right foot wider on the mat into a lizard lunge. Plant the left hand down on the ground. Bend the back knee and reach and grab for the back foot. If you don't have access to the back foot here, that's okay. You can grab a strap, you can grab a towel, something to grab onto, or you can just look to strengthen the hamstrings by releasing and just pulling the heel in towards your bum. A couple of breaths right here. Beautiful, release that. We'll head back to down dog again. We'll do the same thing on the second side. So from here, lift the left leg up. Step forward into Anjaneyasana. Bring the back knee to the ground. We'll do that 3 times again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, straighten. You just straighten the leg just as much as is comfortable for you. Again, this is just a nice, gentle class. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, straighten. We're really just waking up, getting the body a bit of movement here. 1 more time, reach up. Exhale to straighten. So this time as you reach up, take that left foot wider on the mat, plant the right hand down, and then again, reaching and grabbing for that back foot. Once again, you've got those options. You can either grab with the hand. If you can't reach, you can grab a strap, towel, you can pause the video. What can also help here if you're finding this a bit difficult, if you're a bit cramped up, instead of that right hand being on the mat, you can take the right hand a big step over to the right. That might give you a little bit more access to that back foot. We'll hold here a couple more breaths. Let's release that. And from there, come to a seated position. And for this one, there's the option where we have to grab onto that tennis ball. So I'm going to give you a couple of options for this one. So grab this extra mat here. I'm going to give you a couple of options for this next one. The lower to the ground you go, the higher the intensity is in terms of the shoulders. So you choose which sort of option you want here. Low intensity, you can just do it up here. Higher intensity will go further down to the ground. I'm going to do mine down on the ground. So we're going to do our shoulder cars. Basically, I'm going to be down here on the ground. I'm holding this tennis ball out in front of me. Shift myself back a little bit here. From here, I'm going to squeeze into that tennis ball. I'm going to lift my arm up, reach at a big circle out to the side, and begin to internally rotate. As I reach back behind me as high as I can, from there I bend the elbow behind my back, extend back, nice and there externally rotating as I reach forward and down. I'll show you the other two from different options here. The extra second option, if you're doing that one on the ground, continue. Another option would be here in a quadruped position, lifting up, internally rotating as I reach behind me, bending the elbow, extending back up, lifting up, externally rotating. I'm fighting for a bit of as much rotation as I can get here, and back down. Third option would be here, tall kneeling. And it's the same thing, sweeping it up, internally rotating, bending the elbow, extending back, externally rotating, forward and down. I'm going to do the same. We'll do 3 again on the other side. Since I did it like that, I'll do it the same way for this way as well. You choose which version that you like best. We'll start prone on the ground here. From there, I lift up, take it wide. I'm internally rotating my shoulder as I reach up, continuing to rotate as I bend the elbow behind my back, extend back, externally rotating forward and all the way down. Here I'm going to come to that quadruped position. You can follow me or you can just stay in that same position you're in, totally fine. Lifting up, internally rotating, and then my chest opened up a bit on that one. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to just make the movement just at the shoulder here. So I'll do my final one from a tall kneeling position. Switching back, externally rotating forward and down. Right. This next one, what we'll do, I'll give you 2 options for this one as well. So these 2 will either be in a quadruped position, so here, a tall tabletop position, or we can do it from Sphinx. So Sphinx will be the harder version. If that's too much for you, then yeah, just go back to this quadruped position. So basically what we're going to be doing is those spinal segmentations that we did earlier. So either the tabletop position, or you can follow me down into Sphinx. So in Sphinx, we'll start in extension by pressing the elbows and forearms down to the ground, pulling the chest forward a little bit here. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to tuck my chin to my chest. And I'm going to continue rounding through the spine. It's almost like you're doing a little reverse crunch, rounding yourself in, rounding through the spine, You'll lift up off the ground here. I'm just on my knees now, and I'm also tucking my tail. So this is the most amount of spinal flexion I can get in this position. Now I want to reverse that. So firstly, I just start letting my hips drop towards the ground. As they begin to drop towards the ground, I start thinking about lifting my bum up towards the sky. The hips touch down, and then I'm slowly beginning to extend through the rest of my spine back into my sphinx, lifting my chin up at the end. Then I start with the chin again. We'll do 2 more. Tucking chin to chest, rounding. It's like you're doing that little reverse crunch, tucking your tail at the end. You can't get any more flexion. Start to allow the hips to fall down first, and then think about lifting your bum up towards the sky, and then bringing the rest of the spine back into extension, nice and slow, using the hands and forearms to pull you forward at the end, lifting the chin up. 1 more, tucking chin. Let's make this one the best one so far, nice and slow, coming back into extension. Nice, and then from here, I'll come to face the camera. But from here, we're going to do our neck cars from this position. And again, if this is too demanding on your neck, then you can just do it from tabletop, from hands and knees. So from here, what we're going to do, what will tend to happen here as well in the Sphinx position, the shoulders will tend to come up by the ears. Try your best to try and keep the shoulders down, and you need to keep that conscious action throughout. They'll just tend to start to rise up. So firstly, tuck chin to chest, rotate to the side bend like you're tipping water out of your ear onto your shoulder. In that side bend, extend, rotate to the other side bend, tuck chin to chest, and over to the other side. Again, if it's too demanding for you, just be honest with yourself and go back to that tabletop position. And never working through any areas of pain here. If you do feel any areas of pain or sticky points, try and reduce your range to avoid that pain. I've done 2 in one direction, now I'm going to reverse my circle. My shoulders are riding up, trying to keep them down. Just 1 more here. That's 2 on each side. All right, so that's our whole class for today, everybody. I hope that has you feeling good. And I'm not sure if I didn't really record exactly how long this was, but this is something you can come back to. You can also just do pieces or elements of this class as well. You don't have to do the full thing. But yeah, just a good way to get the day started. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.